Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the letter Aleph. The letter Aleph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. The Hebrew alphabet contains 22 characters, which are like 22 spiritual qualities of every human being. And so we're starting with the first letter, Aleph. If your name starts with Aleph or with A, or if you know people that their name starts with A, this might be extra interesting because our name tells us, hints us about things that we go through in life, different lessons that we will go through. And so the letter Aleph is a very powerful letter. It doesn't stand alone. We need to understand the other letters of the name, especially with Aleph, that it's kind of like a charging letter. It's a very, very spiritual, divine letter. But there is some qualities to this letter too that can help you understand yourself or others better, or just understand the Hebrew alphabet better. So let's start. So the letters Gematria quality, which is the number quality, is 1. And this implies that this letter is connected to the Creator because our Creator is just one. We are all connected in one energy, one Creator, one source. And so when God created the first man, He called him Adam. Adam starts with an A. And then there came generations after Adam. But only when Abraham came to the picture, God promised Abraham that through his seed there will be the birth of the Jewish people. And so both Adam and Abraham starts with the letter Aleph. The letter Aleph is very much about expansion. If you can see the way it looks, it's almost like a standalone letter, kind of expanding into 4 directions. And if you know about the story of Abraham, Abraham was very good with hospitality. He used to open his tent in 4 directions and he would welcome people in. And that is a high level of a person, when you welcome things in from all directions because you accept yourself and you come to your source. This means that he knew himself very, very well, accepted himself also very well. So the letter Aleph is very much coming back to the source, coming back to the center, and that actually allows the expansion. So people that have this letter in the beginning of their name, mostly, it's also, of course, in the middle of the name, but if it's in the beginning, it is about asking questions. People that have Aleph in the beginning of the name are kind of in awe by the wonders of the world. They're very curious and they have something in themselves that is a little bit unlimited. So if you have A in your name, you might know what I mean when I talk about this unlimited quality that can sometimes need rules or sometimes need restraints to help you come back to your essence. And this is a challenge that people face, that they have this letter in their name. The challenge is to be under someone and have some sort of frame of work. But on the other hand, when this person goes and really studies spirituality and connects to the true things and seeks for the answers and gets quality answers, their potential to grow is amazing. They're very, very creative and innovative. So if we also break down this letter, we can see that it is a combination of 3 characters. These are 3 different letters in the Hebrew alphabet. So this is Vav, the letter of connection, and these are 2 Yuds. These are 2 spiritual, relatively small characters. The letter Vav in Gematria is 6. Each one of the letter Yuds is 10. So 6 plus 10 plus 10 is 26, which brings us again to the idea that Aleph is connected to God because 26 is a divine number. When we break down the name of God is also 26. So when we have 26 and 1, we realize, okay, there is something in here. This letter is associated with God. And now sometimes when we don't see this letter in a beginning of a word or a name, it can be almost silent or hidden, right? Because when we say Adam or Abraham, you know, you really feel the ah, but sometimes if it's in the middle or the end of a word, it can be silence. And so is God. We sometimes just live our lives and we don't see God in everything, but He's there. And this is connected to what this letter is about, that God is in everything. And also when we break down this idea of two yuds and a combination between them, this represents that we have the upper world and the lower worlds. And when we realize that the lower worlds or our physical reality, all of that has roots in the spiritual worlds, we understand that the connection and making that bridge is part of our life missions as humans. So you can see that these yuds are actually mirrored. There is some mirroring happening. Everything that happens in the spiritual will show up in the physical. And our jobs as humans is actually adding to the spiritual. We can't take away, let's say, what's wrong or what we don't like about our lives, but what we can do is add more to the positivity, to the roots that may produce the fruit later on in the physical. So also people that are born with this character in the beginning of their names, that's one of their practices, to see the good in every situation, to see the good in people, not to fall into pessimism, because we add to that spiritual aspect, to the higher world, through seeing the goodness in everything. In every person, in every situation, we have the decision to see the good or the bad in it. And when we add to the good, when we pull the good, we actually connect higher to the higher realm. So you might be asking also, okay, how do I do that properly? How do I pull more to that positive, to that higher realm? One of the ways, and the main ways, is through our speech, through the use of our words. And that's why it's really important to watch what we say, or even what we think, how we use our words, because the way we use our words, it's kind of like a spell. We can add more to our spirituality, to the things we want to accomplish, or we can sink into a place that we don't want to be in. So the letter Aleph is actually bringing the message of the importance of speech. This connecting character, the Vav, is about the speech. We can do order in our lives through the way we talk. I want to give you an example of how this letter can act with a combination of another letter. So one of the ways to see also a connection between people is taking the first letters of their names and seeing the combination. So for example, Abraham, that starts with the letter Aleph or A, he was married to Sarah, and Sarah starts with the letter Shin. Through them, their son Isaac brought the Jewish people. And it wasn't through Abraham and Hagar, it wasn't through Abraham and someone else, only through Abraham and Sarah. Why? Because when we combine Aleph and Shin, Aleph is the letter of godliness, creation, expansion. But where do we want to pour that in? We want to pour that into the letter Shin, because Shin is about change. Abraham in many ways changed a lot of things that were before him. He was born to a situation of idol worship. His father actually owned an idol shop, like a sculpture idol stand, and in those times they believed that if they prayed to an entity or to a sculpture, that will grant them powers and that can protect them. And Abraham, because he starts with the letter Aleph, asked questions. He was curious. He was like, I don't really think this is true. And he broke the sculptures and he saw that there was nothing in them, and there was only one thing that is actually worth praying to, and that is God, the creator of everything. And Sarah, his wife, she helped him bringing all of his ideas and his beliefs into a practical change. She took it and balanced it and brought it to a material existence. And also the letters Aleph and Shin are extremely powerful together. They mean fire together, and fire is life. That is just one analyzation of why Aleph and Shin may produce a good result in partnership, of course, if you take it to the positive aspect of it. So in conclusion, the letter Aleph is a lot about light, and it's a lot about the creation, the creativity, expansion. And I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, you can write them in the comments. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.